Benchmark, the voice of business. Presented by LMD.
On this week's edition of Benchmark, our lead story provides a global economic overview, in particular ADB's $320 million loan facility to Bangladesh. Then in our feature segment, we turn the spotlight on Nazar Majid, Marketing Director of Singer Sri Lanka, for his views on consumer confidence. And we wrap up this edition by talking to LMD columnist Hasita Premaratna about the US and Eurozone debt crises. That's the lineup for Benchmark this week. Hello and welcome to Benchmark. I'm Savitri Rodrigo. We start our show today with news of a $320 million loan facility from ADB, which aims to help Bangladesh improve the quality and reach of its primary education system. Bangladesh has one of the world's largest primary school systems, as the country's constitution stipulates that all children between the age of 6 and 10 receive free basic education. Despite this, however, schools still suffer from high student dropout rates, low completion levels and poor retention. In an early report, UNESCO noted that Bangladesh suffers from a low literacy rate, 48%, with almost 37 million illiterate citizens. It is one of 35 countries in the world to have a literacy rate of less than 50%. Thus, the new project will support textbook and curriculum improvements, a class assessment system that will result in a more effective, relevant and child-friendly learning environment. It will also extend support for early learning by providing funds for 1 year of pre-primary education. As there are approximately 1 million teachers in Bangladesh and excellence depends most importantly on the role of teachers, the project also encompasses a teacher development program. To improve access and reduce participation gaps, targeted assistance will be offered to disadvantaged groups such as tribal children, ethnic minorities and children living with disabilities and special needs. It will also adopt measures to decentralize school governance and management and institutionalize human resource development. The project, which is scheduled for completion in the first half of 2016, will cost $8.3 billion, with the government of Bangladesh contributing the equivalent of $7.3 billion. 9 development partners, including the ADB, will shoulder the balance. Moving on to news on the UK labour market, a recent survey by the Confederation of British Industry reveals that UK banks and other financial institutions are the least positive about future employment prospects as they remain focused on controlling costs. The CBI surveyed 104 banks, customer-owned lenders, investment managers and securities firms. According to the report, 44% of those surveyed say the volume of financial transactions increased in the 3 months to June, while 28% say the number fell. In the meantime, the Independent reports that the Lloyds Banking Group will cut 15,000 jobs to reduce costs by £1 billion by 2014. Speculation is rife that tiers of management will be stripped away and hundreds of jobs will be lost in London. The Telegraph had previously reported that Lloyds plans to trim infrastructure costs and that senior executives are likely to be stripped of perks such as chauffeur-driven cars. And HSBC will reportedly lay off about 700 employees who offer branch-based advice on financial products. Similarly, Credit Suisse Group may cut about 100 jobs at its investment bank in the UK as part of a global staff reduction program. And Barclays is reportedly eliminating a further 50 investment banking jobs amidst a downturn in global markets. In Beijing, the International Workshop on Nuclear Energy Safety, which was held at the end of June, attracted nearly 150 experts coming together to improve international exchange and cooperation on technical, operational and regulatory issues highlighted by Japan's Fukushima disaster earlier in the year. Nuclear safety experts from the United States, India and China called for the establishment of powerful supervisory organizations with sufficient independence, authority and expertise to ensure nuclear safety. They also recommended that governments establish mechanisms to ensure transparency and engage public participation when nuclear power plants are built. Meanwhile, the Bank of Canada plans to start issuing high-tech currency made of polymers instead of traditional paper. Although thinner and lighter, the new bills would be of the same size and colors as existing notes. The new currency will feature transparent windows that make it hard to counterfeit but easy to verify. Security features include raised ink, transparent text and hidden numbers that are only viewable with a single-point light source. The first note, the $100 bill, is scheduled to be in circulation from November, followed by a $50 note in March and a $20 note later in 2012. And finally, the world's leading nutrition, health and wellness company Nestle announced plans to invest $100 million in Indonesia. This expansion drive is its third in 18 months. The move is set to enhance the multinational's operations at a new state-of-the-art factory, which is currently under construction in West Java. The first phase of construction is scheduled for completion by the end of next year, and it includes the creation of a 15-hectare complex to produce Milo chocolate beverages and Cerelac baby cereal. The Jakarta Post reports that Indonesians spend around $700 million on milk annually. Coming up after the break, we talk to singer Sri Lanka's marketing director Nazar Majid about consumer behavior, branding and more. Stay with us.